Kamala Harris on OnlyFans. How about that? And JD Big flexing on Kamala. Thanks for hanging out. It's Russell and Hunter. He's Rob Hunter. I'm Mike Russell. And yeah, I do want to start with that because I do think that it is an interesting time we live in. I mean, just think about it. It used to be CBS Evening News might have had a presidential commercial. Like presidential commercials weren't a thing. People just relied on their evening news, and they relied on the advertisements in the paper, and the advertisements in magazines, and the advertisements in print. Then we had the internet come along, then the 24-hour news cycle, and that went billions of dollars. It basically cost $1 billion for you to run for president, and it just blew people's mind. Was that during Obama? I think they cracked the first B.
I think
so. Like $1 billion, right? Yeah. So $1 billion. You think about that. And I mean, you think about our power structure and how things work. $1 billion places somebody in the throne, right? So $1 billion, and in all these different creative forms of advertising with social media. Now we've gone off the rails. Now this is probably the first real election, I would say, where influences are used. It came out to when they had Joe Biden in the basement. It was Cardi B, Charlemagne the God, known entertainers. Now it is a full-blown onslaught to digital creators and influencers that are it's kind of given a super shady look. And where I see the needle or the pendulum swinging towards Donald Trump is all of these influencers that Kamala and the crew are trying to get, and they can't get them. They're flipping to Trump, and they're talking to 12 to 15 million people at a clip.
So, I mean, this is the changing dynamics, right? Like you're talking about is, this is going to come down to what we got a month before people start voting. Essentially, people start voting September. So that's a huge factor in how elections are done too. It's not just we show up on a Tuesday in November, we put our ballots in. Unless you were an Arizona resident, we were one of the only states that had a good, effective mail-in voting system. 30 days before the election, you get your ballot, you throw it in. Now, a bunch of states have that, and it's not even 30 days. In some states, it used to just be you had to file a petition because you're going to be out of town to get a mail-in ballot.
Right.
So this whole idea of an election is more of like an election month and a half. So that changes the political calculations. What used to be the October surprise now has to be an August surprise because by September, it's already too late. That was one of the challenges with the Hunter Biden laptop story. Not only did the media apparatus and the spy apparatus try to just punt that aside until election was done, but it happened too late to make an impact because people had already started voting. Because if I remember correctly, Mike, that Hunter Biden laptop story came out like early October. And by traditional standards, any election prior to 2020, that makes a bigger impact.
Sure.
But people had already started voting. So that last minute unveiling of this laptop didn't change anything.
Yeah, it has to be the post-inauguration surprise because most swing states are going to want that now. We're going to mail in balloting 3.5 years before we do this thing. So how about that inauguration speech, huh? Would you like to send your ballot today? Would you like it? Get that in there for you? Yeah, it's basically what we're running to. But in this, I mean, this makes headlines beyond what we know as headlines, though. In the reason why I brought that up, there's I was just reading before we popped on here. I thought it was interesting. Harris Super PAC, they were exposed for paying OnlyFans stars. Obviously go where the voters are, and let's be honest, porn is a huge thing in this nation. So go where they are. I understand that it's just a bad look for a presidential candidate. And then now they reached out to, this is so funny, this morning, they reached out to gay Trump supporter Michael Doherty, who is now exposing them and running videos on how they're trying to, be them. And this is what I say. It's so fascinating. It goes beyond headlines. These aren't headlines. These are quite literal people that people tune in. Rob, I don't know if you've seen some of these streamers that I'm talking about, but there's two that I'm thinking of right now that if you look at their comments and their comments flash on the screen, right? Bro, you can't read them because there's 100,000 people watching at a time and commenting. It just zips on through. You can't even see what's being said. Then the presenter has to pause because he's reaching so many people at one time. this type of advertising is so much more valuable than anything you could buy on TV or anything you could buy on not social media, but like a straight ad on social media.
Yeah, the question is who, right? Who sees this? And I think that the dynamic typically is younger people. Younger people are going to have an outsized influence in this election, especially if they don't go to the Democrat Party, which younger voters traditionally do. So that is a massive difference, right? That you have a guy like Trump who's able to not just he's 78 years old. No 78-year-olds are being talked about typically on streamers platforms, but Trump is. And Trump has gotten the endorsement of many of them. In those 100,000 people that you're talking about, Mike, mostly younger males in that demo, which is massive because, again, as I think Scotty pointed out here, I'll put this comment up on the screen. I've heard the Trump ad promoting early votes, he writes, just playing by the rules of 20. Granted, it was the November 6th surprise, which, that was the video you played the other day of Jamie Raskin, the congressman, basically saying that, it's cool. If Trump wins, it's going to be difficult for him to take office in January. So, but aside from that, right, Trump now understands what happened in 2020, that they didn't play the right game because the Democrats were playing a different game, which allowed them to win. So Trump is now aware of the game and is trying to not only play that game, but trying to dominate that game. And if we're seeing Kamala's team reaching out to people that are actually Trump supporters, and the Trump supporters are coming out and saying, these people are trying to pay me to promote Kamala to make her look cool, because it's not just one story. It's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, it's 10. So now you're taking that younger demographic that watches live streams and you're making that story bigger so that like we can see it and talk about it as people that don't typically watch live streams a lot.
Or the two that I've seen that I think combined it's 24 million followers. It's absurd to me. Sure, fine. Percentage of bots, good. But that are not even picking a side. They're just trashing the Kamala organization. They're like, do stop stalking me. And it was the second one, Rob, that talked about, I don't want the Secret Service to call me anymore. I don't want the Secret Service to call me anymore. Apparently the Secret Service, what I'm gleaning from these posts and these streams is that the Secret Service is basically just calling and saying, we're setting up a stream with you and Kamala Harris. We got to set it up. She's going to be on your show. And they're like, no, hell no. One dude is in a freaking U-Haul, for the love of grief. Obviously, it's just a plot, but it means, I live in my U-Haul now to, be away from the man and all that.
Like Ready Player One guy?
something to that effect. Yeah, kind of that vibe. But he's got like a mattress with a sheet and a pillow that's always pristine and white and perfect. So, I mean, it's a folding chairs in there. It's obviously just a really unique setup, but he's got 12 million followers. And he was one of the guys that was talking about, he's throwing the freaking, desk and stuff like that. He's like, Secret Service has called me 5 times. So the reason for that is they're basically setting up an in-person interview, but they're too stupid because they're government to realize that can be done in her office.
Although I think this is an ample opportunity if we were streamers that had a massive platform and they said, Kamala's coming on your show. I'm like, good. This is going to be great because she's horrible at interviews.
Yeah.
And it would be easy to ask her questions, trip her up, and that would go viral. So I think that if you are a Trump supporting streamer and you have a big audience, you might actually want to help Trump by inviting
especially on the gay OnlyFans. Could you possibly imagine this? I mean, they reached out to this guy who's an open Trump supporter, but he's got his gay OnlyFans page. Like the guy's got his following. He's like, no, man, here's exactly what they're offering me. Here's the email. Here's exactly what they're saying. Here's exactly what they're trying to do. Rhonda, the funny one about the guy in the truck is that he was like, he's telling the story about a girl that he was trying to get with for like 2 years, and then she ghosted him and didn't want to talk to him. She said, he said, I hadn't heard from this girl in a year. And then she sent me a text. We got to get you involved in this campaign. Answer Kamala's request or something like that. And he was just blown away. Yeah. So I just say this is a whole new, a wild form of advertising that seems to be in a lot of cases backfiring on the Harris Walls campaign.
My question becomes, how big of an impact is this? Because it's very difficult to determine impact now. because the strategy that Kamala is showing you is the reality of America. And Trump's doing it too. We're very fragmented. We get information from multiple different sources. We spend our time in multiple different sources. So it's trying to get into as many of those sources as possible, because going back to your point, Mike, it used to be pretty simple. You bought ad time on 5 television stations and that covered it.
Yeah.
You bought ads in the newspaper. Cool.
You had a $100,000 campaign ad budget.
Exactly right. Then you bought TV ads on Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC. And then you bought ads on talk radio. And now you buy ads on the internet. Now you're trying to buy streamers, because here's the reality about a lot of streamers. They're not making a lot of money. So they're taking any money that they can get and pretending to like Kamala because, at least I'm getting a paycheck. At least I'm getting $150 per post. If I do 5 this week, I can pay my grocery bill.
Basement. I can stay here now. I'm making money on my stream that you thought wasn't going to work. See, I got a check. I would stay right here, do my streaming, because Kamala paid me $150.
But also think about this from if you donate to campaigns. If you're one of these rich billionaire guys, if you're a George Clooney type and you're an actor and you're throwing several $100,000, yes, this is what you're paying for. You're not paying to do the traditional route. Kamala Harris will save America from Donald Trump. It's nope. The money that you've worked hard for, that you're contributing to politics, is contributing to 22-year-olds with OnlyFans accounts to try to win an election.
Yeah. And $150 ain't going to get me to move the damn needle. I'm not doing it. $150.
How much, Rhonda? Rhonda says the same thing. 150 ain't enough.
Okay. All right. What's the price tag?
The price?
My price tag is I don't have to work again. I never have to do this and be in this space again. And not because I don't want to be. It's literally because I would not be able to be in this space again. NPR already went under. I mean, or NPR's going under, and what's it? Air America already went under.
Mm-hmm. Well,
if you tell me, Chris wants us to do the coconut dance. Ready? See, we're gonna go viral now, buddy. Send me my 1,500, Kamala.
Dang.
No.
I guess that's what the world's coming to. TikTok dances for president. Yay!
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say in this. It is so weird to me to see people with followings like this. And Rob and I always talk about the easiest way to see that somebody's a fraudster is if they have 230,000 followers and each post gets 4 likes and one person comments on it, and it's just that person commenting with their hashtags. That's really it. So basically it's all a bunch of nonsense. What I'm seeing in these, Rob, let's see, $100. I'll say, okay, there you go. All right, here we go. There, yeah, all right.
I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't either. I thought that's how you did it. Well, we played it. I don't know if I still have it. I don't think I still have it. But yeah, we played this stupid little dance. Here's the deal. I forgot what I was going to say. That's exactly. Oh yeah. So we're going back to. So what it comes down to is if you have any reach, it's the actual commenting. It's the engagement, right? What are you doing over there, Rob? I knew you were doing something.
I'm in, Lynn. Let's go.
Handicapped OnlyFans, dude. There's a market. Okay, as long as there's a German people, there's a market for that. I swear to God. I was leaning on my German roots if I ever have any kind of freaky stuff. Like, I'm German. I'm sorry. It's just who I am. Anyway, we talk about the engagement, and these guys, bro, if you watch these streams, the engagement is stupid. It's blinding how just everyone's commenting. It's just super. Like, all the comments we get here come pretty quick, but we can read them, we can pause them, we can this and that. These guys are just getting blowed up. So that's why I'm saying it's a different kind of reach. It's more than TV. It's more than radio. It's telling you, it's targeted as hell too.
But here's a different statistic I want to throw your way, because again, right, in the business space, it used to take someone 3 ads to really figure out what you're getting at, what you're selling me. The last number I heard, and it was 2 or 3 years ago, it's 16 different impressions before you even start to recognize what it is that you're being sold. So because of that statistic, and that's just because of the overwhelming nature of our information and how we get it. So how impactful is it really if Kamala Harris is spending millions of dollars doing nonsense and talking to, like, the coconut dance you showed yesterday? they were like 19-year-old chicks doing some dance. Like, is that really?
I wasn't mad at it.
Too young for me. Did you see?
Too young for me too, but I'm still not going to be mad at it.
Yeah, well, okay, a side note. You know Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Oh, yeah.
61 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a picture of him with his supposed girlfriend, 19 years old.
What?
She looks like a baby.
No.
Like a teenager. Well, she is a teenager. Like,
here's Anthony Kiedis with his granddaughter. Girlfriend.
And I hope maybe it is his granddaughter. Maybe it is his granddaughter. It's not his girlfriend. It's just the internet post. But my point of going back to that is, how many impressions of, like, am I going to vote for Kamala Harris because I saw 19-year-old girls do coconut dance?
Hold on. If you were those followers. Now think about this. The bazillion trillion dollar industry that is influencer merch sales, dude, there's pull. These people that stream this stuff every single day, and we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people on each stream, and they do it each and every day. That's enough. You get a handful, that's enough to move a needle. Maybe not a great deal, but damn, and a hell of a lot easier to draw a line to than it is. I was running an ad in the Super Bowl, and it's easier. Oh, Super Bowl's a whole different program. I'm just talking about like the Olympics.
Although this is very interesting too, because this is a question for Grizz, Scotty, Rhonda, Greg. Happy anniversary to Greg and Deborah. 87, 30.
What's up?
Yeah, 40 years together.
Yeah,
was
love that,
37
buddy.
Married? Is that quick math there? That's
okay,
awesome.
Yeah. Well, he said 37th wedding anniversary, so yeah. I don't do math either. Thank you, Greg, for doing the math for us. Yes, and a very happy anniversary to you, my man.
Exactly. So yeah, you guys, Brendan, I question everything because I think everything is BS. Views are BS, likes are BS, followers are BS. Because as you said, Mike, 50% of internet traffic is bots. So, and how often do you look at something and how long does it stay with you? Because I go through social media like, I don't even know. It fly through it. Very rarely do I watch a full video. Very rarely do I watch half of a video because I'm always on to the next thing. So two challenges with that. And again, this is a challenge for the Harris strategy is if it's me just doing this, if I'm already 22 years old and I'm already going to vote for Kamala, who cares? You're wasting money because you're already going after the market that's already going to vote for you. And if I'm me and I'm 46 years old and I'm a guy and I don't like some of the things Donald Trump does and has said and whatever, I might be a target voter, but you're not getting to me because I'm not looking at coconut dances and I'm scrolling through my phone like this. And I'm certainly not going to listen to an influencer try to influence me.
Well, at 46, of course you're not going to. At 46, you're not going to. Of course you're not. But okay, hold on a second. Let me. I'm not. It's not a challenge. I mean, you don't have to answer it's more of a rhetorical question, though. If you're a 46-year-old male, see now, come on now. What does that mean?
Of course not, David.
No, of course not.
I said everything. I didn't say everyone.
Okay. But here's the gig though. So at 46-year-old male, entrepreneur, small business owner, Tony Robbins pulls you aside. Pulls a small group of you aside. Guys, this is why we need Kamala Harris. This is why we need Donald Trump. This is why we need whatever it is. David Schweiker. You're telling me that would, because he is an influencer. So you're going to tell me that wouldn't sway people our age? Coconut dances, no. And that's kind of goes to the ineptitude of the Harris, the whole basically DNC marketing push. And they're great at propaganda, marketing not so much. And so they do the coconut dance, think that's going to change somebody's mind. Influencers is what you're seeing. You're seeing the top streamer in the world. That, by the way, the number one stream in history was a dude showing up to Mar-a-Lago and giving Trump a $500,000 watch and a Cybertruck. Like, that's the number one stream in history. That is the most views. It was it. So that isn't that's not a, dancy thing. That's a legitimate media. A legitimate media. More views than CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all that. And these are people that are destination TV for it. TV.
Well, and I'm not even talking about Trump. So let's put that aside for just a second, because again, let's say I'm the voter at play here, whereas most of the country's already decided who they're voting for. I guarantee you, everyone in this room, maybe except me, knows who they're voting for.
I would say most adults have. Most that have their brains fully formed.
Are you saying I don't have
26 and above, buddy? You're 20 years into that. You're good.
But let's just say that I'm the vote, and I'm not necessarily that, but I know that there are several people that are economy-friendly voters real uncomfortable with Donald Trump. And these are friends of mine that have been longtime Republicans that are having a difficult time filling in that circle for Donald Trump. So the big live stream, that's fantastic. That may have more of an impact if I see it. And it was cleverly broken up into several different clips because this is the great thing about A, long form content, B, having a team that can cut it up into short form content so that you can see it. So that for Trump is a smart strategy. So to go back to Harris, there's doesn't seem to be an appeal to try to get to someone like me that's potentially going to help her win the election in states like Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota, etc. So on her part, going all in with the cool young crowd doesn't make her a serious enough candidate for people in my group that are still questioning whether or not they can vote for, Trump or Kamala. But if Kamala's not taking the job seriously and getting people to do coconut dances, that actually harms her in people like me's circle.
But that's where it comes in. That's where this comes in. And you plug ears if you don't want to hear the truth. Plug ears if you don't want to hear honesty. I'm going to give you a stat that's going to blow your mind. The number one addiction of church pastors in this nation is online porn. That's the number one addiction of pastors in this nation. Look it up. Fact check me. It's fine. So when the reason why I bring that up is Kamala going to OnlyFans influencers now reaches a target age that's higher than that of the coconut dance. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's why it's an issue. So when you have those people, those influencers starting to, and I shouldn't even do that. God bless them. Do what you do. It's legal. If it's legal and you're not hurting anybody, it's fine. But that flips the script on them and kind of throws them into another wall. Like, oh crap, we have to up our ads on MLB Network or something like that, which is all I'm seeing. I can't even watch a damn Dodger game anymore. It's Kamala. Whatever.
Well, and
they're doing them in Spanish, which is genius, which is brilliant because baseball is such a huge part of Hispanic culture, and this and doing Kamala on MLB Network is pretty damn smart.
Well, and let's think about the data that we give up every time we use our phone, every time we use social media, every time we watch a television show. They have so much data on us; they know exactly where to find us. They know exactly how much time you watch MLB Network. They know the demographics. They know the buying patterns. They know the psychological profiles. So that's why they do it. So this is the other downside of being a technological age, because I have never, how many of us have been influenced by an influencer? Because we're all adults in this room. As far as my knowledge, we don't have any teenagers listening.
I have several times. I'm a sucker for it. I see Steve Rinella tell me I need a knife. I'm buying that damn knife. Are you kidding me? It's Steve damn Rinella. Hell yeah. Jim Shockey tells me this is the 300 Win Mag you need to hunt all big game in North America. I'm buying that exact model. Yes. Influencers.
Yeah. And that's how it works, right? Right? They know exactly what you like. They know how to appeal to you, and they have a channel directly to you. Me, on the other hand, there are very few influencers that I'm like, yes, just because you say it, I'm going to do it. That's just not how I operate.
That is how I'm a sucker for it.
Well, but I think this is an important point because, again, my big thing is essentially what comes down to psychological and emotional manipulation. In that, I am trying to influence you to take an action. Vote for Kamala, vote for Trump, buy a Winchester 300 mag, buy this knife. And they know exactly what language to say to Mike to make him go, okay, I'm just going to click on this button. I'm going to put my credit card information in. I'm going to hit send, and I'm going to have that knife in 2 days, and I'm going to be great. And then I'm going to put the knife in the drawer, and I'm never going to use it again. I'm never forget all about it.
You know that is not the case, my friend. That's just most other crap that I buy at Costco.
I didn't mean you specifically.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I just mean in general.
You said knife and 300 Win Mag. I assumed you were speaking to me.
Yes, but see, this has been my journey, and my struggle is to try to understand where I'm manipulatable, where someone can press a trigger and get me to do something, to act, to buy, to yell, to scream. And maybe that's in my growth. I have kind of understood, okay, forget these influencers. I'm not falling for their tactics and their tricks because all I see is stuff to help me grow my business. But it's always the same stuff and you always get the same results. So maybe I've just had such a bad turnoff of that I'm like, none
come
of you people
on,
can
dude.
influence
And you
me.
started come on. You started pre-influencer. You started probably predate all of marketing in your contrarianness. So don't it wasn't too big of a stretch for you to go, I'm not going to buy that because you told me to. That's
Yeah.
not a big stretch for Rob Hunter.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But again, if I'm a voter at play, how does one influence me? If I am a free thinker, an independent thinker, if I don't like either party, if I do not like the federal government at all and how it operates, name me one thing, one particular organization, the federal government, that we're like, yes, that one's awesome. That's my favorite organization. Anybody? Jim, you got anything? Scotty? Lynn?
I just
Chris?
have the best name, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I mean, I thought that was, if it were actually living up to its name, it would be my favorite in a heartbeat.
Yeah, if it was giving it out.
Yeah, so that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, I'm here to be an official tester of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
I did see a post today. Questlove. Questlove is the drummer from The Roots. The Roots is a hip-hop band. Yeah. Biggie is on the Jimmy Fallon show, I think.
Yeah.
He posted something. Trump didn't give you $1,200. Congress passed it, and he put his name on it. No, that is your money. Stop falling for this nonsense that the government gave you money. They took it out of your paycheck and gave it back to you. I don't care if it's Congress or Trump or whoever. All of that money comes from us. We need to recognize that and stop saying it's the government's gosh darn money.
So much more nefarious than that, dude. So much more nefarious than that. Screw Questlove. Adios, dude. Kick rocks. And hope you people just abandon you by the droves. He posted that, thinking that $1,200 will sway someone's vote, thinking that 12 people are so weak-minded, his followers, people that follow Questlove, fall into a certain demographic. And he's basically saying you're stupid. Yeah, you're stupid if you think Trump gave it to you. So you should be, so your congressional whatever gave it to you, and then didn't understand what Rob just pointed out, that that's your money anyway. That post is a giant racist slap in the face. I know it's hard to be racist when you're a big Afro black dude, but it's pop. It's just telling all you're so stupid. You think that $1,200 that changed your whole life because you're so poor and dumb? Do you think that came from Donald Trump? It didn't. That's terrible. That's insulting.
Well,
and I'm white.
But that's the game. The game, because if I were to get real, if you wanted me to get nefarious, Mike, you want to believe in a conspiracy, it is that. What we have seen particularly, and this is weird to say, again, as two white dudes standing up for the black community, and many in the brown community, where it's really lower income communities, because there's plenty of Appalachia where JD Vance comes from, Trump's running mate. They don't get a lot of attention either, and no one cares about what they're going through. There seems to be a deliberate attempt to keep poor people where they are because there's a massive economy around being poor. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry to prey on poor people. Same thing happens in the social media channels. The reason why we're so divided is because there's an economy around the division. Because Mike and I've noticed it firsthand in the talk radio business, how much more divisive the language and the rhetoric has gotten, especially since the implementation and ubiquitous nature of social media, because it's all reaching and it's all driven by dollars. So we are being divided in this country for the benefit of people like Mark Zuckerberg, for the benefit of people who have invested in Facebook and Instagram, who have these massive channels and these massive algorithms that they can't even control. But these algorithms continually give you what you want, which is more and more division, which the more you see something, the less impact it has on you. So it has to get crazier and crazier and crazier. It has to impact you. So all of this is being driven nefariously by money, poverty, bad schools. And bad schools are supposed to teach you how to critically think, like we're doing right here. But if you take that element out of schools and you never put it in schools, especially in low-income communities, you never give them the keys to their own car so they stay where they're at. That's the biggest tragedy of it all. And it's all being driven probably by Democrats, politicians, and their donors who are making money off poor people. Because check it out. If you represent an inner city community, what is your incentive to help that community uplift? This is your voting base. You don't want them to go anywhere. You want them to stay where they're at because you get a benefit from it. And then company XYZ comes to you and says, Representative Mike Russell, how about I throw you $60,000 for your reelection campaign? And you're like, cool. And how about you throw me a couple government contracts to take care of poverty in Brooklyn, New York? And Mike represents Brooklyn, New York. He's like, fine, cool. Does it mean I win? I'll do it. That's the real nefariousness, conspiracy of it all.
I got to tell you this, though. But I think Rhonda's flirting with me and using Star Wars quotes from Admiral Akbar. Anyway, someone will get that. Anyway, appreciate that, Rhonda. Appreciate that. Listen, or you can just, I don't know, if you're Kamala, you can just keep going with the black scent.
You know what? Here, hold on. Here's the thing. The courts are going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November.
Yeah, heck, we're going to handle that. We're going to beat them in November. They're starting to chant, lock him up. I'm like, really? Here we bleeping go. Lock him up. Lock him up.
If I
love the black scent. I love the black scent crap. Just
mine will come out.
Stop.
Yep. By the way, because, when I was an 18, 19-year-old young broadcaster, I did a hip hop show and, had one.
You still say, and I don't know if your minimalist purge that you've done in the past week. I don't know. I'm sorry if I throw that on blast. He's
no, it's fine.
Bro. We know everything. So did you get rid of those tapes?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, I got to hear some of that crap.
I had trouble because I have so many of them. I couldn't get rid of any of them. So I had to bring some over to my mother's house because I didn't have enough room to store them. So my mom's like, all right, I'll put them in my closet for you.
Crap.
So I have a few that I have here at my house.
How hard would it be to digitize those?
Not very hard. I just actually have to do the work.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be that tough, would it?
I mean, there's services you can mail them in and you can do it, or you can just do it old school. I actually have somewhere I have like a little cassette player plugs right into the computer. I can just rip it. It's good stuff.
But dude, you would have to play every minute of every show of every tape to do that. I don't think it's not going to get zoomy. It might just be better. It might just be better for you to send there's services to do that. Just here, digitize this whole thing.
It's crazy expensive, actually.
Is it really?
Into it. I'm like, you're telling me, I don't remember what it was. It was a certain number of hours or something. I'm like, that's expensive to transfer an audio cassette tape to a digital file and give me, a USB drive.
Like how much? Like an hour?
I don't even remember. I'd have to look it up again, but it was more than I wanted to pay. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I think you're going to get 3 tapes in trying to digitize that, and you'd be like, okay, what was that URL again? Let me just get on this here.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Put it on a credit card. I don't care.
That's going to be an entrepreneurial victory when I have enough revenue coming in where I'm like, I could do this now. It'll be like somewhere on the revenue goal list.
I'm flexing with a 30-foot toy hauler and an F350, and Rob goes, I have a thumb drive.
Exactly.
Same price.
Thumb drive with all my old radio tapes on it.
God, I actually have almost everything I've done digitally. Sort of, yeah. None of the old tape days back when you've been this hot minute more than I did.
Yeah, and there's some of the stuff I had in New Orleans, I had to leave New Orleans like real quick that I never got a chance to do. And some of my favorite things I've ever done on the radio are now somewhere in a landfill on an old computer.
Yeah, mine hit I think somebody hit the delete on a few of mine back from the old station and a fan. I lost that and a fan. I'm still bitter about that. I'm going to Costco right after the show, so I'm very excited about that. I'm going to Costco. No, I am because my son's coming with me because he digs hot dogs. He loves their damn hot dogs. And who would?
$1.50 with a Coke, Pepsi.
And so he's coming along, and I'm going to look for one of those fans because I'm tired of not having my fan. But out of principle, I just kind of want to have somebody from iHeart bring it to me.
Yeah, well, apparently iHeart did another shakeup and had to let some people go today.
Really? Today?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody we know? Don't name them. Okay.
Joey, Mix 96.9.
Really?
Mm-hmm. One of the good guys.
Absolutely. They should have got rid of his co-host. I don't care. I'll say it. It's insufferable. I have zero problem saying that. Sorry.
Obviously.
Sorry. You were nice. Hey, look, you weren't nice to me. You weren't nice to me there, and you just weren't a nice person to me. So I'm like, okay, Joey was sweetheart.
Yeah,
Joey's side gig though.
Good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also true. Go back to Costco. Get Nuge a cookie. Dude, they just started making these cookies. They're like fresh baked. They're like this big. They're so good. Rhonda's
like in the what, a little lunch place?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. And Scotty, it might be $1.99. It's $1.50 or $1.99 still. You can get a large cheese pizza at Costco, which is actually a pretty good pizza for $9.99.
Oh, Scotty, by the way, yeah, and there's you can look this up on YouTube, you can look it up on anywhere. You just look up the Costco CEO talking about the stuff they lose money on. And he was like, especially during all this COVID stuff like that, he was like, look, it's $1.50. It's gonna stay $1.50. We ain't gonna change. It's $1.50. Blueberry lemon loaf.
That sounds good, Chris.
That sounds awful.
Sounds real good.
That's what I want in my dessert. Fruit. No, I didn't. Come on, man.
Gotta have
get back to the cookie.
Variety of dessert choices.
No, you got to get back to the cookie though. The cookie is the thing. Okay, so it's in the food court. And by the way, okay, here's the guys. Here, just gather around here. Hold on. Since we're talking Costco pizza, we understand Costco pizza. It's awesome. I don't care what Dave Portnoy says. He says this one bite challenge is an entire slice. So I don't want to whatever. Costco pizza is good. It really is. If you bring it home and put it on your smoker, for the same instructions, if it says, whatever, 375 for 15 minutes or whatever, get your smoker to 375, do it for 15 minutes. Same. But it takes this pizza to a whole new level. If you get a decent frozen one at the store, same thing, do that. And I just saw that Lou Malnati's has frozen pizzas now.
How much are they? Because
they're expensive as all hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but it's okay because if you bring them home, put them on the smoker, it's going to take it to a whole new level. Yeah,
use the pizza stone.
Yeah, you can't. If it says on the directions, put directly on the grates in the oven, you put it directly on the grates in the smoker. Ain't no thing. But I like it because if you're going to use the pizza stone, bro. So if you're going to use the pizza stone, you're losing contact with smoke from the bottom. So if you want that good smoky crunch, I'd stick it straight on the grate. Mm-hmm. Oh, was it the back patio from Costco? Yeah. Makes sitting outside a little more enjoyable. There ain't nothing wrong with those misters. Are fantastic. Yeah. My dad put those damn things everywhere. I'm like, why do we have it on the side of the house? Nobody's on the side of the house by the RV gate, Dad. Why do we have a mister out here?
Because I can, man.
Because he's America.
I can. America.
Because I had extra.
Exactly.
Oh,
I can let it go to waste. Waste some water out here in the desert. Why not? But let's go back to the Kamala Black segment.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
No. On a real level, it should be obnoxious, but for some reason it's not. It's accepted. Hillary Clinton did it. And that's even worse. At least Kamala's black. But again, she's.
Don't give me black. You know what I mean.
Yes. But, her dad is Jamaican. So there we go. So what I bring up is this is one of those things that you would hope that new media would expose more. How politicians are politicians. They're scummy. They propagandize. They manipulate. They kind of become chameleon-like in front of different audiences. Hillary Clinton's famous one is, what was it? Y'all don't feel no ways tired.
I don't feel no ways tired. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Well, going back to 1794 in Georgia.
Yes.
Okay.
Dave Yak wants a shout out. Because he said Rob's got a smoker.
I do. It's Dave Yak.
Where did you get your smoker?
I got it from Dave Yak.
There you go. All right. Just make sure that everybody's good there. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, do everything you can in the oven, do in the smoker. Lasagnas. The whole new ball game, y'all.
By the way, Costco has a frozen lasagna. Also really good.
Not bad. A little watery. I just didn't like it was a little soupy. True.
But here's what I love about it. I don't like spending a bunch of time cooking. So some nights you're working, you're like, I just want to put this in the oven for an hour, take it out, boom. But now maybe I'll try to smoke the lasagna too. This is it,
bro. And I'm not gonna so everybody watch me talk like big bro Rob, not little bro Rob, not little Rob. So little Rob smiles. So but it setting the smoker and setting your oven is the same damn thing. It's the same thing. There's no, except for sliding your slider and walking out of the back and getting it and bringing it in the house. It's the same as opening the oven door. It's the same. It's a convection oven essentially. And so it's going to cook just like it does in your oven right there outside. So do the Costco lasagna on the smoker. Give that a try. It's not going to do you wrong. Not going to do you wrong. And so I'm so excited to go to Costco. Hey guys, it's been good. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm going to Costco. I'm out of here.
Problem is every time you go in, it's like $900. You're like, what did I buy? Why did I get this?
Dude, I have so much clothes from Costco.
That's all I
just past that section, and I'm like, oh, I should get those shorts. I don't think I have that color.
Yep.
I'm wearing Costco shorts right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Orvis from Costco.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, they're overshirts. No, they're Costco.
Also a Dave Yak gift, by the way. Dave Yak, if you're not following along, is my father-in-law.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And my mom said that it could be fun if she released audio of my old tapes. Could be.
Okay, hold on a second here. Lasagna type dish to make. No ricotta cheese. It's cream cheese and sour cream. So do you mix the cream cheese and the sour cream together, or you use layers like the ricotta cheese? What do you do with that? Stupid good. I like that you say stupid good too. You are people for sure.
Yeah, just like this is a good one. Jim's got it. That's us. My boss was a manager 25 years at Costco. Half my house is Costco stuff. Yep. That's basically me. And I didn't work there, but our Lady Brewmance either. That is also
Costco, Amazon, and Bass Pro. If they don't sell it, I don't need it or want it. I'm good. I'm fine.
The more I stay out of stores, the better my life is.
Oh, yeah. And that's like eating before you go into Costco. If you hit the food court before you start shopping, you're winning life at that point. That is a Dave Ramsey move right there. That is such a good financial decision, is to get full before you go to Costco. Yeah.
Well, and I think, although I will say, I love the pizza. Don't eat it before you work, because Mike and I had a whole series of time before we did Russell and Hunter. We're like, Costco pizza? Yep. We'd go to Costco, get a pizza, and we would stuff our faces. And then come 4:00, we'd be like,
I want to die or go to sleep. Let's just have a nap and then I die.
Well, on occasion, we may have had a beer or two at the Dirty Drummer right nearby.
Yeah, and it was Angel's Trumpet, too, right there when we started the whole thing. Yeah, so we could have really good beer at that point.
Although the Dirty Drummer is cool atmosphere. It's like a dive bar atmosphere, and the beers are a little bit cheaper than the Angel's Trumpet.
And the burgers are maybe the best in town.
Don't sleep on it.
No, I'm telling you, get yourself with a double drummer or whatever they. Oh,
Dirty Drummer. Yeah, I think it's the Dirty
Drummer.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys don't. Mm-hmm. What the hell were we talking about? Oh, Kamala and Blacksand. Okay, fine. How about this? I want to tell you, because I'm a huge fan of just flexes. And if the flex is done right, I am totally good with this. I don't care if it is a flex from Kamala Harris. I don't care if it's flex from Trump. I don't care who the flex comes from. I don't care if the flex is from PETA. Okay, so we're talking about, people that hate me. If it's a good flex, I'm like, tip of the hat. Good job. Okay, you did. You got one there. HSUS just pulled some shenanigans in Colorado to get an initiative on the ballot. And I'm like, well played. Hell, you did what you needed to do. How about this flex right here? J.D. Vance and J.D. Vance's campaign plane and Air Force Two, Kamala Harris's plane. I can't even do Kamala Harris and Blacksand. I was going to try, but it didn't work out. Land at the same airport, same time. Air Force Two even has the stairs down. Kamala Harris sees him, is not coming out. All the press, all the reporters waiting for them. Here's what J.D. Vance does. Look at that. Okay, guys, we're going to go for a walk. The Secret Service is like, oh, crap. What? Okay, all right. Let's go for a walk, guys.
Protecting Kamala like they protected Trump and Butler. We just gave up. Never mind.
By the way, look who's next to J.D. Vance.
The same chick who can't put the gun in her holster.
Oh, crap. Okay, maybe they're trying to get J.D. off now. Holy mackerel.
That is the same woman, isn't it? Right there on the right?
It is the same woman. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Same chick. Yeah.
Huh.
He looks over and sees a little vice presidential limo over there. Listen to what he says. It was fantastic, guys.
I figured I'd come by and wanted to get a good look at the plane. Hopefully it's going to be my plane in a few months. But
I want to get a good look at the plane.
Not your plane. It's my plane.
Oh, you know
it. My plane.
Let him flex, Rob.
No, I'm not letting him flex. I would love the honor of being the vice president flying on the taxpayer plane. I don't want this. I'm none of this selfish nonsense. Come on,
Nope,
JD.
I'm telling JD, buddy. I'm telling you, talking to guys like me, I'm like, that's right. Damn right, it's gonna be your plane full. Get it. Watch. Listen.
I also thought you guys might get lonely because the vice president doesn't answer questions from reporters.
Ah!
And hasn't for 17 days. Have they given you guys an explanation for why she won't take questions from reporters? No.
There are two sets of Secret Service freaking the hell out right now. Look at all those limos in the back. Look at all those SUVs in the back. They're like, I don't know what the hell to do right now because our press pool can't get out and get their photo ops because they're not going to ask questions. These fools that showed up to ask questions are over there with JD with his Secret Service detail. Holy hell. I love this. I think it's a fantastic. That is probably a much more effective way of saying, hey, y'all, just so everyone's clear that watches any news media, Kamala Harris does not take questions from the press because she's scared.
Here's how I would have done it. The Washington Post has a phrase called democracy dies in the darkness. So if I'm JD Vance, I roll over there and I say, is anybody here from the Washington Post? Oh, hi. How you doing? You guys have a phrase that says democracy dies in darkness. Darkness is what's hidden. What's hidden is when Kamala doesn't answer questions. So why are you guys at the Washington Post and all you other media people who pretend you're saving democracy? Why are you letting this campaign get away with hiding in the darkness the same way you allowed Biden to do it in 2020? So if you're not doing your job and you're allowing them to stay in the darkness, does democracy die? I know you're saying I'm going to kill democracy on my plane back there.
Yeah.
But you guys are actually welcoming in the darkness in covering up for it. But maybe that's too lectury. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, but he did ask that. I mean, he does go on. He does go on and asks, so has she given you any answers? Has she given you an indication why she doesn't take questions from you? Has she given you any reasons, guys? Nothing? And they're sitting there with their chins on the floor because they did not see this happening. They were not lined up with his plane. They weren't ready for it to take questions. Maybe he would go by afterwards. What's up, Jay? Good to see you, buddy. And so Jay and Fred, there we go. It's a combo deal there. Might be Fred, might be Jay. I don't know. They're great people. So but they weren't lined up for that, and they they got him, and they weren't ready for him, and he gave them that. They had to have just been dumbfounded, but he did challenge him.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying he was wrong. I'm just saying I would have done it a very more pointed way, specifically because the Washington Post loves to tout that democracy dies in the darkness. I'm like, oh, okay. So then why are you letting it die? Because you're allowing two presidential campaigns in a row to operate in the dark where they don't show up and answer questions. And we know why, because Kamala sucks at it. She's not good at answering questions. Neither is Biden, which is why he's sat down for like 6 interviews in 4 years. And how many press conferences he's done? 4?
I'm a fast talking lawyer lady.
Yeah, exactly. She can read a teleprompter. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Great. That's cool, but it's not presidential. And the media just seems to be like, yeah, cool, whatever. We just don't like Trump, so it's cool.
All right, I want to bring this up before we wrap up because it's been on our show sheet for a minute here, and I want Rob to talk about this. Rob is the captain of travel. He is the one that travels between the two of us. I don't travel very much. Says, stop traveling so far. Stay local. Says guilt-driven people in Australia. What the hell is that all about, dude? Does that make you want to just die a slow death thinking don't travel as far, Rob?
Can you pull back up the JD Vance video just real quick?
Oh, okay, sorry.
The whole idea of traveling local is climate change, carbon footprint. So that's all great, right? But look at the carbon footprint of the vice president of the United States.
Oh, hell yeah.
There. They got a whole plane. And again, that's a taxpayer-funded plane that you pay for, that she gets to use on a campaign. And it happens all the time. Presidents do it too. Air Force One, you pay for it, and they get to go campaign in it. I get it, right? So then you all have that carbon footprint. Again, these are climate change people. So they have the huge plane, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars that I can see, none of which get more than 20 miles per gallon, probably none of which get more than 15, especially because some of those SUVs are going to be heavily armored. So they're probably getting 4 miles per gallon. So let's go back to this Australia get local nonsense. I will get local when politicians get local. When climate change people like John Kerry stop flying private jets. Because I do everything that I can to try to take care of the planet. Just had to get a new AC unit installed, tried to get one that was a little bit more efficient than the one I had before. Save a little energy, help the planet. Got solar panels on my roof. Shout out to Solar Sandy. Why? Helps me save money on energy. It's more efficient, better for the planet. So I already do these things. I'm tired of being lectured by knuckleheads who don't actually know anything about science and propagate people that pollute the planet 100 times more than I do and hold them up as heroes. Bunch of nonsense.
But like future globalists dream of everyone not leaving their assigned designated 5 to 10 mile radius. So true, Brendan. So true, my man.
What's that urban city design? 15 minutes, right? That a lot of people are proponents of, where you can get everything you want. And I love the convenience of that. Because basically I live in a part of Phoenix where Mike's about 30 minutes from me. Most of Phoenix is 20 minutes. Scottsdale's 30 minutes. So it's pretty convenient. I would like it if I had more options in my neighborhood to keep it a little bit closer, but I got enough options. Whereas if I want to stay close to home, I can.
I don't have enough options. I think me and Jose were chatting about this yesterday. It was that I don't have enough options. I want more options. Yes, I can say in my 10-mile radius, which includes Westgate and a lot of different shopping centers and all the new stuff going on in Buckeye and the West Valley and Surprise. I want more options. I do, because I'm American. I'm never going to say I have enough. I have enough options. No, I don't. I want variety. That's the spice of life, because we're America. More opportunity, more small businesses, more cool places coming up. Give me a Chick-fil-A any day. But yeah, but even even better, the stuff that you don't know, Mike and Rob's taco shop or whatever the hell it is. That's the spot that I want. I want that kind of variety. I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jim, don't fence me in. And did you know how many Air Force Ones and Air Force Twos fly to each location? 2. So the big plane you're seeing back there, and the big plane that you're seeing on the Biden stops, and the big planes you saw on the Trump stops, and big planes you saw on the Obama stop, there's 2 of them. They go to each spot. And that doesn't even include, I think, C-17s that are bringing all these armored limos in there.
Yep.
And the motorcade and all of that garbage that flies along with them. And they're like, 1.5 degrees. I'm John.
Wow, Mitch McConnell became a climatologist. I love it.
I thought it was my John Kerry, actually.
Yeah, that was more Mitch McConnell.
Well, because I started in with the.
This is not my ballywick. What are you talking about, John Kerry? What is a ballywick, you nerd? No, see, I think this is it, right? And even ties in the Australians. Because there is using that guilt and shame that every time you get on a plane, you're killing Mother Earth. So you allow people to say, oh, no, you got to be fenced in, Jim, to your point. So we applaud that. And we applaud that there's 97 limos. And we applaud that it probably costs $7 million just to move the president from Washington, D.C. to Delaware. And the current president goes every weekend. $7 million. And I don't even know what the number is. It's probably more than that. Every time he travels, because of the C-17s, the limos, the gas, the people, the resources. I get it. We protect the president. That's cool. But don't be coming at me trying to lecture me on climate change then. If you get the keys to the castle and I don't. Meanwhile, you build up enough momentum. Maybe you use influencers, Mike, to go back to what we were talking about earlier. And we cheer it. We cheer our own limitations while we allow the royalty that we vote for and we've created, the politicians, because they're royalty. Otherwise, Joe Biden wouldn't be in Washington for 50 years.
Yeah.
So we treat them like royalty, and that's on us. That's on us. And that is the applause that both Deanna and Rhonda are talking about here.
No, I agree. It's very, very Caesar-esque. And I think that's what we do. We treat our presidents like Caesar. And one of the craziest things, and maybe one of the easiest things, to get all these greeny nutheads, even, feel the burn, Bernie Sanders. And it change some rules here. Okay, Prez, you want to fly anywhere in Air Force One? You're in the back over there. There's your shovel. There's your seeds. You're going to need to go plant 20 trees. Every time you leave somewhere, we need to see you going, digging. I'm not practicing. I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm doing Zoom calls. I'm not going to do this ever again. That might shut everything down. You have to offset your emissions by planting trees. Just such BS, by the way.
It's crazy to think that when Abraham Lincoln was president in the 1860s, you could just walk to the White House and knock on the door. Like, hey, I'd like to speak to the president. president's busy. He'll be available in 2 hours. You can sit and wait. And you can sit and wait. The president would meet with you.
We knocked on the Treasury door.
Yeah. No, a DOJ.
Oh, was it the DOJ as with the big knocker? Yeah. That was so much fun.
Funny, I just looked at that video like 2 days ago. I was doing some digital iCloud cleanup, and I looked at that. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a good one. We wanted to know what the current status is of the investigations. They didn't let us in. It was a Saturday. I mean, and it's government and really work.
They didn't answer the door. No. And then we were escorted out of it. No, that was either Treasury or no, it was actually DOJ. Remember when the guy was like, guys, you can't even be up here. You can't even take pictures. You just can't be near the building. Yeah.
Yep.
And the old days, you walk up to the White House.
Big like plant potters that they put in strategic locations so crowds can't gather. So that if you are protesting, you have to single file go through so they can better control you. And I remember, Mike, I'm glad you brought this up because I remember we talked about the impression we got from being in DC. Government doesn't trust us.
Nope.
The people. Because barriers, fences, those plant potters to funnel crowd control.
Yeah, and then the big knockers. Yes. I know. I appreciate that, Link, because yes, that's what it was. There was 2 big knockers, and I'm with you. We all love 2 big knockers. I couldn't help but play with them. Yeah. Rob was like, "Oh God, really? Okay, I'm gonna film it." It was like, "Oh God, oh okay, I'll film it." Yeah, yeah. So could there be just flying body doubles? Right? You never know. You just never know in these days. I don't. Again, Rob and I have talked about this for about the last year. At least probably a year plus is what the hell do you trust? Who knows? Kamala's so far away in these pictures. It could be Biden. Same thing. Not stopping the reporters. Could be. I saw something Rogan was talking about where Biden looks 6 inches taller. Could be. I don't. It wouldn't surprise me. How can Joe Biden be at the White House and at the Paris game same time? Could be.
Well, but I think that all of that for me is a reminder of what I'm in control of. Me. If we want to vote for royalty and create royalty, cool. Good job, America. That's on all of us. I still got to live in the world, and I still have to navigate my way through high prices and changing energy costs. And the reason we bought our AC now is because come later this year, there's new machines because the EPA is getting rid of the Freon type stuff that they currently use and adding in something that's way more expensive. So now the machine prices are going up. It's all these stupid, ridiculous things that matter to me more than how many limousines the president has. But knowing that's just an obnoxious show at the end of the day, it's become like a big reality television show that entertains us for hours and hours and hours at a time.
Well, I mean, come on. Let's see, Brandon. Come on. Well, duh. I mean, come on. Yeah, we ain't talking about the staples. We're not talking about the staples. Come on, man.
Well, yeah, depends on the beer, depends on the steak, depends on the weed. Because, if you go back to the college weed that I smoked, that was crap. I'm like, why do people do this? I'm not even high. Oh,
because we were selling you pencil shavings. That's why.
Basically. Yeah. And again, steak. I used to you'll love this when I was a kid. So I didn't like lobster when I was a kid. And I grew up in New England and lobster's a big part of it. And my dad's a big lobster guy. I ate bottom of the round steak loaded with A1 sauce. Much different than now a good juicy ribeye or a New York strip steak. Ooh.
I told you I'm going to Costco right now, so I mean I might have to take a second on the house because I'm into so much. I had this big when you go to Costco, you got to check your fridge, not for what you need, it's what you have room for. You basically find out what I can stuff in both of my freezers, and I had this big bag of shrimp, giant tiger prawns, big mofos. I ate about 2.5 pounds of them yesterday, grilled with salt, pepper, lemon, garlic butter.
Yummy.
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
I had a nice triple cheeseburger from Lucky's Burgers, an old neighborhood local burger joint that's up the street from me. I'm like,
that's the way to go for sure.
Shout out to Marvin. Marvin's the owner. He's a good dude. Just had a baby. He's a little baby, so cute, like 2 weeks old. He's so cute.
At the burger joint?
No, hey, just show me a picture.
I was gonna say that's America right there. There's place right up the corner here, got a little Chinese food place, man. They got kids, they got the little playpen in there, and they got. I'm like, all right, this is family biz. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Make sure my lo mein tastes the way it doesn't taste like anything out of a diaper, and I'm down.
Well, and the great part too is at this point, because there's burger competition everywhere. Lucky's Burgers is better than Wendy's, better than McDonald's, and it's more affordable now. Fries, drink, boom, burger. You're spending less money and you're supporting the local business.
Yes. So by the way, yes, Sprouts. That's why. What's the Whole Foods? Whole Foods. It's Amazon. Whole Foods is less expensive than really any other grocery chain right now. Whole Foods is because it's freaking Amazon. Okay, you win again. We're going to the movie Wall-E. Amazon is by and large. I thought Walmart was going to be by and large, but Amazon is for sure going to be by and large.
Just make it easy for me. I'm cool with it. And again, going back to your variety and choices, all of those are good because they can spur economic activity, which makes the world go around. What America spends and buys is what makes the world a more prosperous place.
All right, team. Here's the deal. Tomorrow, we got a huge announcement. We're going to have a huge chat. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be destination streaming right here on Russell and Hunter's The Brewman. So be here tomorrow. Super, 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 schmooper, booper, huge. Come on by. Check us out. Have a chat with us. Thank you all for chatting along with us. Again, this is our show. Come on in, chat. We'll chat with you. Get on in, share it out, like it, save it. Whatever you want to do with it, or put it on a little tape like Rob has from his old days. So make it happen. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Happy Friday edition right here at noon on Russell and Hunter's The Brewmans. We'll see you then. Have a great afternoon.